Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. So I got so the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like them other dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us in your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? Well, I thought I'm gonna take my time, but then it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, a killing eye. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe, shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty, I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from your planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty, I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows, all I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night, all I really want in my life. Oh yeah, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes, I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine, I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing eye, I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl, what beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money, you seen her? Hot Ice, have you seen her? LP, have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look,
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and culture, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I would give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes, I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine, I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing
reminiscing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. What is going on? I hope you had a good day. Today is Thursday, the 2nd of November. Awesome. Let's see. All right, we're looking good. Good. Hit a 1 in the chat if you're here live. I know you're busy. Hit a 1 in the chat. Let me know you're here. Shout out to you. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up all your notifications. Let me know. Let's pin everyone else into the room. Shout out to all my sponsors: Mo Fresh, Richie, Life with Natu, Adesu, Film Girl, Open Floor by Tima, Show Mama, Gores Corner, and of course D Love. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How na day? All right. Shout out to the sponsors. Last month we did well. Thank you. I want to say thank you to everybody that donated last month. We did about $299 and what was it? $299. Well, no, that's wrong right there. Let me fix it. We did $299 and $246 last month. Right now it's actually zero. Okay, because we're just getting started with the month. Okay, but last month we did. To October, we did $299.46. The goal this month again is $1,000. But I want to say thank you to everybody, okay, who donated, no matter how much. I want to say thank you to every one of you and to all the regular sponsors. So, November 2023, where we are. Can you believe it that we're in November of 2023 already? Can you believe this? Crazy. Anyway, I'm looking for the sponsor of the show today. I appreciate you if you can sponsor the show of today. You can sponsor for as low as 99 cents. Thank you. All right, so hit that like button, share, subscribe. This is Man of Prestige. My name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. Basically what we do here, we talk about relationships. Okay, we use trendy topics to talk about relationships. We extract relationship lessons, and we do that from a self-power, social, art of seduction, attraction, and emotional intelligence standpoint. All right, everything else is not working. You know, that right and wrong game, it's not working. Right? You and I can agree it's not working. Right? I agree. If you think it's right, I agree. If you think it's wrong, I agree too. But clearly that's not working. There's got to be more to this story. So that's what we kind of come here to talk about. We rub minds together and see if we can make it work. All right, so if you haven't downloaded the book yet, you can download the book for free at loveandprestige.com. You can download this one. See, I have so many things going on that I don't know which one. This one is coming out in December. Okay, this one is coming out in December. Number 1 red flag. But you can download this one right away, right now. It's basically my wife and I's testimony and a lot of lessons. Basically, the lessons we learned in the first 10 years of our marriage, basically. Okay, so we've been doing it for 16 years, and we had some ups and downs here and there. We have some things we learned along the way. We found out that love and wrong and right thing does not work. Okay, the only thing that still works is love. That same thing that everybody says, oh, it's not enough. Yeah, that's the only thing that actually works. Now, if you have a discombobulated definition of love, I can't, at that point in time, we need to assess that. But that's the only thing that still works till today. All right. So without any further ado, I think we should get into the show. We have a couple of stories to cover today. Absolutely. We do have a couple of stories to cover today. But do me a favor, again, as you're coming in, hit that like button, share, subscribe. Okay. Let's ping everyone else into the room. Okay. And let's get into the rest of the story. I'll be right back.
Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing thing. I find a beautiful girl.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, so let's talk about I guess we should talk about Derrick Jaxn first. Derrick Jaxn's wife had something to say. I know somebody mentioned it in the chat. I didn't know what they were talking about. But then, before I knew it, I stumbled into a post online just as I was about to come up online here, right? Okay, I'm seeing this right now. Jesus. Anyway, let me just go to the post and show you some stuff. I'm going to share my screen. Should I share my screen? Yes, I guess I could, right? Yeah. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's talk about Derrick Jaxn. Derrick Jaxn's estranged wife, precisely. Okay. Derrick Jaxn's estranged wife has a question for you. All right. So let me see. Where am I here? Anytime I take a day off, I'm like extra clumsy when I'm coming back. But let's do it. Let me see. Let me just make sure that everything looks good on the screen before we share the screen, right? There you go. Share this. Share this. Share this. Oh yeah, by the way, let me speak to you personally. Go and download the book, loveandprestige.com, okay? Just go and download the book. Don't stop procrastinating. Go to loveandprestige.com with another device. Enter your email address. Okay, and let's get you going. All right. So Derrick Jaxn's wife. If you don't know Derrick Jaxn was a guy. He's still a guy, a YouTuber. You know, over 500,000 followers on YouTube here. But basically, some few years back, some news came out about him. He was advising women, for the most part. A lot of people consider him to be pandering to women. I think so too. But again, it's easy for people to pick apart just a little part of what they heard and say you're pandering to something without taking the patience to listen. But I think so. That was the first vibe I got, to be honest. But a lot of people followed him. Clearly, he was hitting a nerve and it was giving something. But anyway, the news came out back then that he had been cheating on his wife. And, recently they did like some kind of tell-all interview with the Dear Future Wife podcast. All right. But she has a question. They've been divorced now. Okay. I mean, they filed for divorce. I'm not sure if the divorce is finalized. But she has something to say, and I started to read the first 3 lines. I was like, no, I need to read this with my people. Shout out to the Prestige family. Welcome. Hit that like button as you're coming in. Thank you for everybody who hit the like button. I appreciate that. All right. We're in a new month. Okay. We're in a new month, November. Tomorrow is my birthday, by the way. My son's birthday was yesterday. It was awesome, to see him turn to 13. It's a big deal. Okay, I think 13 is literally when you become a man. I think the rest of it is just legalities. But yeah. So Derrick Jaxn's Deniha. Is that pronounced that right? Deniha Jaxn. She has something to say. So I'm gonna read. She said, define estranged. I found out in March 2020 when I was in Denver on my mama couch for a month that I was in an estranged marriage all 2019. I was like, right? Like I was like, what is going on? How am I in an estranged marriage? You know. All right, great. So let me see. Hold on 1 second. There you go. Awesome. All right. So till this day, I'm still questioning, did I misinterpret my own reality? I mean, the narrative is that I'm incapable of making any decisions or understanding anything without mama because I'm so codependent. I need someone to attach myself to. You know, as soon as you see, because I don't know who she's talking to yet, as soon as you figure out what she's talking to, please let me know in the chat, because I don't know where she's going yet. Yeah, I need someone to attach myself to. Then she goes, some of you are struggling because you too, you know what they say about misery, like misery loves company. You too have been told that you were an estranged spouse. Okay, she put spouse because she's capping. Okay, what she want to say is wife. Okay, so already stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Let me see who is here. Hey, Chiya, good evening. How are you? Good to see you. All right. So she said, you too have been accused of being an estranged. No, they typically don't say estranged spouse. No, it's either estranged husband or estranged wife, and it's important to keep it that way because it's different. Okay, it's different, so we can actually address the issue. You have to bring it down from macro to micro, even beyond. Like, are we talking about a man or a woman, right? It makes a lot of difference, all right? Because we're human beings, and it's very hard to put us in a box. And even at that, when we narrow it down, sometimes it's still a struggle. Anyway, some of you are struggling because you too have been accused of being estranged, being told of being an estranged spouse, and you have the memories, and you're questioning, did I make it all up? Was it real? Again, who is she throwing shots at? I don't know yet. Who told her that it wasn't real? Somebody must have rubbed that off today. Are the pictures and videos you have correctly time-stamped to match the relationship / marriage you've been in for insert amount of years? She's looking for company for sure. She didn't put the number of years. The number of years was under 5. I think they're under 5 years, right? Yeah. If you haven't been in, I always say 10 years. Some people say 7 years. I could go with 7. If you haven't been in 7 years marriage, that wasn't really a marriage, you know. Or it's still not. You're not there yet. Let me say you're not there yet, or what? You just listen. There's a lot that goes into. Anyway. Let's continue, because she said insert amount of years, but I see where she's going, and it's true. But particularly people that chop breakfast, they will feel what she's feeling right now, right? When somebody says they no longer want to be a part of life with you or do life with you, yeah, there's a reason why you were holding on much longer than them, right? So a lot of things they will say, the reasons why they give may not be good enough. Shout out to Tyrese. There was no abuse, so why would you, like, what's exactly, like, we're estranged, like, what are we talking about? So she's basically expressing that she's confused, that she remembers those experiences, and I understand where she's going with that. You know, I understand. A lot of time when people talk about the marriage they left to, they tend to talk about marriage they left as if it was some kind of, we woke up one day and it was all wrong and I left. They're like, really? All right, but let's all agree that that's how it feels when you're in the wrong situation. If you woke up one day, 10 years later, even 22 years later, if you start to feel like this was all wrong, yes, that can, like, that the effect of that emotions can literally erase all of the good times. See, I know for a fact that there were good times, but that's why emotions is the biggest variable at the end of it all, right? And it's key to learn how to manage emotions, okay? Because again, one little event can throw somebody off their base and they can start can question everything. And then you being on the receiving end and you're holding on to something, there's a reason why you're still holding on to something, right? So you feel like, well, we had a good time. What about the other day? What about the other day? What about the other day? What about that? And then you're like, what other day? And then they will tell you even why the other day was they were just pretending all along. And then you're like, wow, you were pretending? That hurts. Right? Exactly. So now she's remembering all the good times. She put all this picture collage together to say, hey, see, she's smiling, he's smiling, but I'm still confused. Is she throwing shots at the public or at Derrick Jackson? Did Derrick Jackson sound like, wait, there was never anything, right? But let's see where she's going. Then comes unfiltered and unmanaged anger, rage, resentment, and unforgiveness. And you feel justified because the offense is too great. Yeah. The key word is feel. Not justified. She highlighted justified. But the key word thing that you need to manage there is feel. We don't really have to manage justification that much. If you feel right, you feel right. I can tell you you're right. You might still feel like you're not right, and then you'll be arguing with me. That happens here all the time. I say you're right. They're like, no, but I just said you're right. Because the feeling is not there. Anyway, and you feel justified because the offense is too great. Why you, the betrayer, is just impossible to forgive after insert years of your life seemingly torn away from you. Let's keep it 100. How do you say that? 100? 100? 100? 100? 100? 100. Let's keep it 100. I felt justified too until the Lord humbled me by saying, oh, she's talking about forgiveness. Not yet. Let's wait. Did you not know, the Lord said, did you not know that whoever is joined to a harlot becomes one flesh with them? For the scripture says the two shall become one flesh. 1 Corinthians 6:16. Okay.
Stop the cap.
No. That's real. No cap there. Not yet. I'm still reading. You see, your husband's harlotry. What? Okay, your husband's harlotry with other women. Is that a word? I wouldn't know. With other women, and yet you are provoked. You see your husband's harlotry with other women, and yet you are provoked to anger and call him a whore. Yet you, Denia, are playing the whore, trying to imitate other women, so he, your husband, can choose you. Oh, your trauma is real. Somebody said, don't say trauma, it's hurt. Potato, potata. Anyway, it's not about that, it's about the context, right? Pick you, love you. In so doing, you have forsaken me, the Lord your God, who is the only one who can destroy your soul and spirit in hell. Displaying all these pictures to prove how much you support him. Right, this okay. So I'm looking at the picture. This is like a passport, some event. Line starts here. Okay, she was doing the event. She was helping him manage events at the Essence Festival. They were traveling. He has the do-rag on. He was the relationship coach for the women. Dinner dates, right? Or they had some good times, you know. But again, just because you had good times does not mean that one piece of event. Send this message to Tyrese. Okay? That one piece of event can take you out. And it gets worse when you're not aware that emotions have that kind of power. It gets worse because you just come out and you say, hey, I did nothing. I didn't do anything. I'm a good guy. I was a good guy. We had such a good time. There was nothing wrong with our relationship. And then you find yourself, your marriage, you find out for the first time that, oh, there's another human being involved. They might have been feeling different. In fact, they might be struggling with feeling different because it's not necessarily an intentional thing. if it's an intentional thing, I should run away from that person. That's evil behavior, right? Right. But I don't think they are evil. I think something is going on. Okay, let me keep an open mind. Maybe I should listen a little bit more. It doesn't mean I wasn't listening, but there's something that I clearly don't know, right? It's going to take patience. Why should I give patience? They should just take care of themselves. Well, that's your wife, your husband. Yes, you're right. They should take care of themselves. Now, can you keep it moving? Like, move on with your life? Oh, it's not that easy, right? Yeah. You're right. That's why we're here now.
You're right.
Yeah, you're right. Shout out to Brother Patrick. Brother Patrick, how are you, sir? So, yep. She's talking. Let's see. Displaying all these pictures to prove how much you support him, yet you do not spread the gospel of Christ. All right, here we go. All right, you do not spread the gospel of Christ. Yeah.
Stop the cap.
Yeah. But let me continue. I don't know where she's going yet. Okay. Yet you do not spread. She's talking to herself. Yet you do not spread the gospel of Christ with the same zeal you have for husband. So if it's a whore, so are you, because the two of you are one flesh. This is the definition of word salad. This is word salad at best. Hey, D-Love, how are you? Shout out to you. How are you? This is word salad. All right. Do you think that one form of hality is lesser than the other in my sight? That means agbiri. In Yoruba people call it agbiri. Like Shashewo church. Do you think one hality, agbiri, panshaga, one of the two, I don't know. It doesn't matter. You get the gist, right? You are cheating on God with your own husband. Is that not confusion? Let's continue. It's lesser than the other in my sight, says the Lord. I fell on my face, sobbing, unable to speak at the word of the Lord. It was this encounter with the Lord that gave me the strength to forgive. Some of you need to do the same thing so you can be free, turning your test into testimony. Now, let me be nice. If that works, if that's what works for her, if that's how she can get to a place of healing, I do think that faith in general help a lot of people get to a place of healing. Human beings are weak. Human beings are weaker than we think, than we realize, right? And some people need that. Some of you will need that. That's why in our book, the first of the three pillars, I don't know if you've read the book, right? The first of the three pillars is God, right? So now if you remove God, it makes sense to me why you say love is not enough. It makes complete sense all of a sudden, right? And of course, I don't mean God who lives on planet Pluto, because a lot of you think of God as is a physical being, like you actually use he and she, right, to refer to him that he lives on a Pluto somewhere, right, as opposed to God is spirit, right? So all of that can discombobulate love, and then you start running around social media and then say love is not enough. Makes sense. Makes sense. Somebody said, did you stay in the marriage? What? Dumb question. I'm sure he loved you deeply and does. Best woman he know, but the flesh got the best. Girls, speak. This hit me right in the heart. Again, whatever works for people. Sometimes people just need other people to connect to God and all this kind of stuff. So I understand it, but emotional battles, right? It's a beast. If you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have support system, if you don't have a support system from a higher being, if then it makes sense that pride will start to play a role. Pride will creep in and take over, and you know what that means, right? That's one leg of your four-legged table discombobulated. Pride, number 4. If you don't figure that out, and guess what? You'll still be right. Okay? You will have all the rights. And guess who's right today? Jamie's right. So we're going to be talking about right. All right, I'll be right back.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, let's talk about this lady and this man, some ex-NBA player. What a story. I've been seeing it's been going viral, but I got some details of it. She went and started OnlyFans behind her husband, okay? But she kind of needed it, so she's like an ex-porn star as well. Something like that, you know, so... But let's get into the story. Let's see if we can get some story. I'm going to read this from Mail Online. Mail Online. dailymail.co.uk. Shout out to the UK people in the house. Ex-NBA star Joe Smith fumes at his wife after finding out she has a secret OnlyFans account. As she films him screaming, "That's BS," like the full word. "That's effed up," like the full word, right? Okay. I'm looking at some of the headlines here. Joe Smith earned around $60 million from playing for 12 NBA teams in his career. Wow. And one of the news we're getting that is broke now. I'm not sure if that's what we're getting, but let me continue. But his wife was unapologetic when he found out that she was on OnlyFans. Okay, anyway. Ex-NBA, this guy that you guys are looking at right now. Yep. Let me see Joe Smith NBA. Let me see if I can get some. I don't watch sports, so I don't want to make any mistake. Let's see NBA Joe Smith. Is it the same guy as Joe Johnson? Is that the same guy? But that's all I'm coming up with here. He played for 12 teams. Let me see if I can. Let me see. I think it might be the same guy. No, I don't think so. It's a different person. Joe Smith. Oh, there you go. That's a different person. Of course, there's got to be more than. Okay, there you go. There you go. He's 48 years old now. Okay, this guy we're talking about is 48 years old. Well, damn. 1975 babies are 48 years old. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Anyway, is an American former professional basketball player. He played for 12 teams during his 16-year career. And as you've seen there, also he made $60 million in that time. Anyway, so ex-NBA Joe Smith has had his furious reaction to finding out his wife is on OnlyFans, filmed by her. His partner of 5 years, Keisha Chavez, is a former adult actress and shared footage of the moment he found out about her participation in the website. "That's BS. That's effed up, Kish." He's heard saying, "I can't believe I'm sitting here just finding out you have got OnlyFans after all these years." Let me see. I think there's a video here. Let's play it.
I can't believe I'm sitting here just finding out you got an OnlyFans page. Out of all these years, yo, the disrespect that comes with it, if you could have talked to me before you did it, that's bullshit, yo. That's fucked up, dude. I'm telling you, that's fucked up.
Wait, no, calm. But you're not gonna say fuck me or that's fucked up. It's not fucked up.
Record me, what the fuck you doing?
Listen, it's not fucked up, and we're going to. Okay, look. So, I have an OnlyFans page, and he's mad because he's just now finding out about it.
Of course, I'm mad at you just finding out about it.
Wait, why is she filming this conversation with the husband? That would be my first question. Let's see.
I'm not doing it with anybody but myself, so why should I have to tell you my choice, my body, my fucking choice?
My choice, my body. No shit. She said my choice, my body to her husband. Hey.
What, Beauty? Not be juju be that.
My choice, my body. OnlyFans in the same breath with her husband in marriage. Anyway, let me see here.
Hey,
Your partner, you supposed to come to me and talk to
Joe,
me.
I've been talking to you about mad things. I've been asking for solutions to shit. You're not giving me none, so I created one.
That's no solution. Not in my book. That's no
You knew
solution.
who the fuck I was when you met
Wow.
me.
Before.
She's saying deal with it.
Before,
Before
yeah,
we met,
before,
yeah, I
and
knew
I
that.
thought that I would never have to go
Man,
back to
you know,
anything
yeah,
like
I knew
this
that
again.
beforehand,
But
but not,
unfortunately,
no.
that's not the
Because
case right now.
after that, everything's supposed to change.
In fact, in this particular context here, not only and pause, let me slow down a little bit, right? She said this is a private matter. No, it's no longer your body. Not only is it no longer just your body and your husband, your reputation is attached to a family, your children, aunties, uncles, family, people that will basically feel a sense of shame for knowing you at all or being associated with you. So, I don't know if I should take this kind of person too seriously. Again, Olosho type of profession has always existed. So when we're talking about family matters, marriage, relationships, and that most people, the way most people want to do it, I'm not sure how this is relevant, but yeah, when you talk about body on OnlyFans, I think let me say OF instead of OnlyFans so we don't flag the video, right? I think it's very important to just know that these are different breeds of human beings, okay? And it would be completely disingenuous to try to bring that into regular people's conversation, okay? But let's cover it for Cruz nonetheless. Let me finish it.
Everything did change.
No. Obviously, it
Everything.
hasn't.
No, it had to. I had
Obviously,
to do
it
something.
hasn't. You stood out there showing your body. You stood out there doing stuff like this on camera.
You act like that's the only thing that I do. I have mad jobs, but they're not facilitating everything that needs to be done. So I got something extra. OnlyFans be breaking me off. What the fuck?
Come on, Keisha. It don't matter what they breaking you off. It's the disrespect that comes with it.
What
You couldn't
disrespect?
You couldn't come and talk to me about it.
Okay, well, we're talking about it now.
Because I had
so,
to find out on the fly.
all right then, but now, okay,
No,
so wait.
I had to find out.
She said, all right then. She said, all right then. Are they both recording it? Well, he's there. So now I'm always like, why are they recording this again? All right. Like, okay, I'm going through some real stuff. If I'm going through real stuff with my wife, the last thing I'm thinking about is pulling out the phone and recording, right? But who knows, right? But let's see where this story goes.
Before.
Wait. Go back.
Before.
Okay. And so? Whatever.
She said, whatever.
I've been doing what I have to do, period. Like, that's bottom line. That's what it is.
All right. So, no, I will not be playing Old Bernie for this woman. This woman is not your typical woman. Joe Smith married an Olosho. And there's got to be something that comes with that. There's got to be more to, I can't sit around and talk to the public and then say all women are like that indirectly. That's just lame, and trust me, there's probably enough people doing that right now, but it's okay. So the report says ex-NBA Joe Smith has had his furious reactions. Okay, we read that part. Are you recording me? What the F are you doing? It's disrespectful. First of all, Chavez is heard answering back to Smith by saying, my body, my effing choice. Okay. And let's see. You knew what the F I was when you met me. Okay, so the reports are saying that she was she a stripper or a porn star? I'm not sure what she was. I thought I would never have to go back to anything like this again. But unfortunately, that's not the case right now. Is she insinuating that he's broke? I've been asking for solutions to Ish. You've not given me one, so I created one. You act like that's the only thing I do. Smith is reported to have earned around $61 million in his playing career, although there is unclear how much of that fortune is left. $61 million is not a lot of money. Okay, now, for everybody in the back, with respect to if you have bad spending habits, okay, it's not a lot of money. If you have bad spending habit, bad management, okay, in fact, for the most part, I would argue that it's mismanagement, not necessarily bad spending habits. I know that from personal experiences, okay. I've never been a bad spender, but mismanage, yes. Mismanage, not necessarily obviously intentional. Like, it's like the more you have, the more cards you're dealt, the more choices you have to make, the harder your decision making is, right? And sometimes, you're gonna make the wrong decision, and wrong decisions do cost a lot of money. So if you have mismanagement, if you have a situation where you don't know what to do, there's forces, there's all kind of forces that's gonna take that money, is energy that's gonna take that money away from you. And the easy part is, it's a lavish spending. That's easy, okay? We can obviously see that person's gonna lose their money, but that's for the most part, that's not the case. He once appeared on CNBC Back in the Game, hosted by Yankees hero Alex Rodriguez, and explained how he struggled to manage the millions. Oh, see, you probably would think that I read it first. No, I didn't. All right. But yeah, it makes sense. How he struggled to manage the millions he made through basketball. A lot of people think once you sign that contract, you're just an automatic millionaire, he said, but it doesn't work like that. When I'm assessing and analyzing this kind of information, there's a certain type of life that comes into me, and that's what makes me really feel like I will probably keep doing this, okay? Because these things are very, very hard for normal human beings. When you have too many attention, too much money, too much options, like the problem that's going on with the dating scene right now today, relationship, is swipe, too much options, illusion of options. Actual options, because you're swiping, those are real profiles, right? But are those real people, right? So it's difficult, right? But yeah, that was just one out of that 3 million. Uncle Sam is going to take probably $1.5 million of that. That was just something I heard I had to learn. Nobody really explained that and broke that down to me. Once I got traded, it was also tough to unload those homes. Oh yeah. So every time you move from one place to another, there's a lot of energy moving, right? It's like going to the market and saying, some of you might know this, maybe not everyone. In the stock market, you say, somebody say, hey, invest for the long term. Be like, no, I want to trade. Well, each one of those trades has transaction fees attached to them. If you can't see them, like for example, in these new apps these days, they say, oh, no fees. It's hidden. It's because it's hidden because they must get paid. And the more movement is happening, the more it's going to cost you. That like friction. Like when there's friction, there's a lot of stuff that will go on. Sometimes you can lose everything if you don't manage it properly. That's why these things are not about a good man or a bad man or a good woman or a bad woman. Okay? When you have too many moving variables, you need mentorship. You need coach. You need to remain a student of the game. That's the way it works in life. It's not about me, Moshe. I don't know how to say that in English. It's not about you should have known better. Like, why didn't you pick better? Those are all stupid questions for the most part. When somebody says this, they end up in the wrong marriage. Say, why didn't you pick better? They're all stupid questions for the most part. I'm being honest with you. There's no marriage that you come into where you won't have to manage a lot of moving variables, okay? When children comes in, that's another layer, right? If you have trauma from childhood, that's another layer, right? If you have trust issues, that's another layer. If you married across race, that's another layer. If you marry across religion, that's another layer. That's just the way it works, right? Once I got traded, it was always tough to unload those homes. I was always losing money. Smith's career began in 1995 with the Golden State Warriors, and he went on to play for 12 different teams across the NBA. All those trades will cost money, will cost energy, will cost resources, right? And if you're not prepared for them, So anyway, this young lady, he ended up marrying this young lady. I don't know if she's one of the reasons why, but if somebody will pick this kind of woman, if they say she was a Pastor Losho, there's a lot to that. That's saying a lot. Okay. Your husband's body is yours, and your body is your husband's body. And they are both recording this. Shake my head. An old Olosho that Olosho never left her system. This is so shameful. Yeah, if you marry an Olosho, there's an extremely good chance it will never leave the system. There is a chance it might leave, but it's the smaller side of the chance. You know how people say, you never know. I say, yeah, you're right. It's possible. Is it probable? No. Okay. So, and also, you have to be a certain type of man to marry an Olosho. Yeah. She has no respect for her husband, obviously. Obviously not. No, does she has any respect for herself? So I don't know if I will be walking around the street expecting an ex Olosho to have respect for herself. I don't know if I will be having that expectation of them in the first place, you know. So who knows? Not too far now. How you doing? Yes, I don't think she got the Olosho out of her system. Yeah, that's a very tough one to do. He was asking her why she was recording it. She's not a young person. You would think she knows better. She knew what the hell she got. She said, she knew what it was, right? You knew who I was. I never knew I would go back to it. I went back to it. And the internet, social media makes it easy. All you have to do is subscribe for a free profile account, pull up a camera, and start filming yourself. Some people even sell feet on that platform. How did I know? I heard. Okay? I heard. Anyway, let me see here. I think there's another one here. So apparently there's a video here. Let's see did she say something?
This question is, where's
How
Joe?
are you guys doing?
Where's Joe?
He's pretty pissed off with me, so he's been I think he's at his sister's house. He's not talking to me right now. So yeah.
Keisha, how long ago, obviously we saw in the video that Joe's saying he had no idea that you had this account. How long is the account, have you had the page?
I've had the page for at least over a year. It's on my Instagram and my LinkedIn, but that's what happens when you don't pay attention to your wife. Period.
What? What? That's what happens when you don't pay attention to your wife. Lenwe. Oh my days.
Oh my days.
Oh my god. I can't. Oh my god. That's what happens when you don't pay attention to your wife. What? Killer, hit that like button. I beg you, hit that like button. I appreciate you. Hit that like button. Killer Jew. That's what happens when you don't pay attention to your wife. Now. Wow. Okay, so we're talking about Olosho matter, so it makes it easy to just push it on her. But a lot of women do this. I don't think it's something that can necessarily change. I think it's something that has to be managed. I think it's a function of the many different variables that makes up what we call romantic relationship. Okay, and this is this accountability thing, you know. He made me do it. It's because you did it. If you didn't do it, what did you do? Like every time somebody says a woman suffered something, or somebody say a man comes and say, hey, I went through this, the first question that women would ask is, what did you do? Okay, this is an undefeated question. Okay, so just start paying attention to it henceforth. Okay, just stop it. You see, men generally don't say, what did you do? Right? The man might actually try to protect the woman, might even try to save her, you know what, right? So yeah, but yeah, so
and you know, he has a friend that he's been entertaining, and she decided that, you know, she wants to really put a bigger, you know, wedge in our relationship. So she went digging around my page and was like, oh, do you?
Oh, okay. My wife was saying something to the effect. I think they said it was cheating too, right? Is this a reason to go back to being an Olosho? Right? Is this a good reason to go back to being an Olosho? I think that's where she's going right now. She said she's had a little friend, and that friend was digging around, and
You know that she has this, and it blew it from that. It's
all right. This is not your typical marriage. I beg, okay? I beg. I'll try to extract some lessons there again. Owning your shit, you know, but just to keep it a buck, I don't expect this kind of person to own their stuff. You know, to hold themselves accountable. I don't expect it, okay? But this is a behavior. Not owning your stuff, not being held accountable, is a behavior that has to be managed. I don't think you can eliminate it. I think it has to be managed. And how you manage that is still active listening and having patience for yourself. Gentlemen, I'm talking to you. Be patient with yourself. If she comes and she says, well, you made me do it, just say, Oberyn is not your mates, right? Just say, yeah, babe, tell me more. What do you mean I made you do it? Like, just put a smile on your face, because it's not just you, okay? It's not just you. Put a smile on your face and engage more. Practice your active listening. She will hold herself accountable at some point, but not on the surface like that, okay? Not when you try to force her to do it. Not when you jump on the internet and you try to copy paste Kevin Samuel's talking points to her. It will not work. It will get worse, okay? So just letting you know that right now, before you come back and tell us that you collect shaggy from a woman somewhere.
no secret.
First question is, where's
How
Joe?
are you guys doing?
Where's Joe?
Financial issues, you know, and I have always made a good life for myself, you know. Before I met Joe, I was living overseas in Europe, and I had established myself as a singer, you know, and I came back here.
Wait, was she a singer or Olosho? I'm confused.
He won't do it, so I had to, and I'm sorry. You knew I was an adult,
Hold on.
thinking that with his persona and who he was, once we got together and I found out who he was, that it would only take off, you know, other things. But, you know, not everybody's hustle and drive are the same. And depression is a serious thing also. So, you know, I've been just like, you know, supporting and dealing and going through his trials and tribulations with him. I've started several businesses, you know, I've been doing a lot, like, and I just figured out, I have a home in Cape Verde I'm trying not to lose, and a roof over here we're trying to maintain that we almost got kicked out of. So I just kicked in the drive. Financial issues.
Financial
video
issues.
Star when you met me. So if I would do anything for my own survival, then what makes you think that would change now?
That's a good question. Now let's hold ourselves accountable, gentlemen. Okay, because if you think women can't be held accountable, wait until the man is having a hard time holding himself accountable. Right? It gets worse. Right? 10,000 times worse. Okay? Because that's misplaced. A man and responsibility, they go hand in hand. Right? And if you have to be right before you can hold yourself accountable, it's just going to get worse. Right? But that's a good question. If she would do anything to survive back then, what makes you think anything will be different today? What? Anything. Literally, put that in quotes. Anything. What makes you think anything will be different? Let's talk about today to the future, because Joe Smith, that one is past tense now, right? Young men today, if you pick a woman who has a certain type of lifestyle that most people will consider extreme. I'm not talking about she like ironing her clothes in the wrong direction. I'm not talking about stupid stuff like that, okay? I'm talking about something that most people will say, no, don't touch that, right? But you say, yeah, I'm in love, she'll get over it. I got the money. Well, no condition is permanent, right? Something may happen in the future that may warrant her to feel the need to protect and provide for herself in the way she knows best, right? And she just asked you, and she will continue to ask that question. She already said that's what happens when a man don't pay attention to his woman. Just evil, man.
Tired from the adult industry. I promised myself if I don't sing, I don't eat. So when, you know, my music career wasn't popping here when I left Germany and I stayed here for him, I figured, you know, I would, you know, start a business. I started a puppy friend social club. It's a dog sitting business.
A puppy friend social club. Oh.
And then COVID happened and that screwed everything up. I have a moving company, you know, that he actually works for me. Like, he works for my moving company.
Huh?
You know, I'm tired of being the one to figure shit out. So I figured it out the best way I know that can maximize the money that needs to come.
Let me ask you guys a question. Why do you think she's doing this interview right now? What is the number one reason? She just say it should be different because years have gone by and you should be by way mature by now. I start saying, I don't think it's maturity that let people do a low show. I think that's just who they are. I think if they used to do that at 13, I think they would do it at 53. I'm sorry. You know, that's just extreme when you consider it with the frame of reference in the social construct. Yeah. It's extreme. The other people, most people around you don't do that stuff. So for you to go do that, there's something special about you. Special, right? So and I don't think that's going to erase because you are 53 and that's when you used to be 13. I think that I don't know. I think that's disconnected from maturity. Why do you think she's doing this interview? Right? And I'm suspicious of the way they filmed that video too. I'm also suspicious of that, you know. I'm very suspicious of that video, the way it was filmed. Like, if I'm arguing with my girl, the last thing I'm thinking about is recording, unless it's extreme situation and I end up in a poto like Jamie, Perkins, and Nikki thought, and I feel the need to evidence, right? Then that might be a reason why I'll feel the need to do that. But that's still a weak place to come from, right? But on a normal day, your husband found out you have an OF account where you're showing your body, and the first thing you're thinking about, let me film this for the whole world to see. All right? No answers yet. The guys are being so patient, listening and holding their tongues. Right? Yeah. I think she's on this interview. I'm not sure about the original video. I think she's on this interview because she's trying to promote the OnlyFans. There's a lot of money to be made in OnlyFans. There's this chick, I forgot her name, that made millions off of our OnlyFans account subscription. There's more than enough men that are willing to patronize that behavior. More than enough. Keyword enough. More and enough. Right? There's more than enough men. It's just what it is. And some of them are there for the weirdest stuff ever. You know, so it is what it is. But I think that's why she's on this interview. She knows that a lot of people are still going to go and subscribe. She's promoting. She's doing a tour right now. That's what I think personally, and I think the husband, Joe Smith, might have been a part of that plan. It's a possibility. I'm not sure if it's probable, but it's a possibility. Yeah. So let's see. Yep. That's that here. Let's see. There you go with On the Block with Jen here. It says, y'all believe anything, and I mean anything. Somebody says, so she got with Buddy to catch a leak in the first place? What? I'm confused. Let me see.
Man, because I'm tired of living like, you know, I'm tired of living minimal. You know, I had to do.
See, a person said, well, she just got a shit ton of free promo. There you go. Some people are thinking that far already. I think this whole situation is rigged. See, this is the point where I agree that, hey, if you see everything that's just trending anyhow, please, take a cruise, okay? They're probably going to make a ton of money from all this attention. And it is what somebody say, her acting is horrible. She's acting. They don't believe her, basically. They don't believe her.
I can't believe I'm sitting here just finding
And why is he facing that direction, talking to himself?
out of all these years.
Why is he like he's like talking to a wall or something like that? Right? Is this like a skit or something? I think it's probably more so a skit. Yes, D-Love. Anything is possible. This people would do any. If you would marry an Olosho, you would definitely promote an Olosho behavior. Okay, especially if you're that broke and you see there's free money somewhere, and we could just do this. He might even join eventually. Listen, I'm just gonna leave that at that right there. You know, because we have some other topic. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Okay. I love it. Just keep sharing. I know you guys love the way I do it. You know, just keep sharing, and let's step up our game. Okay. For those of you that came in late, we do have a goal of 1,000 this month, just like last month. Last month we did 299.46. So I want to say thank you to everybody that donated last. You can donate as little as 99 cents. So we're just getting started with November. So thank you, and thank you to all the regular sponsors, the channel sponsors. I appreciate you all. All right, so let's move on to the next story here. I'll be right back.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, awesome. So somebody sent a DM to me. Shout out to that person. I don't know who that person is. I couldn't tell, but it's probably one of the people one of us that come here on a regular. And you know, they said, "Oh, you could do a show," and then okay, I was like, "Yeah, I'll do a show with it. Why not?" Right? So the topic of this segment is called "He Never Apologizes." So let me go ahead and read the DM to you, and then we'll analyze it together. So the person says, "Hi, man of prestige. I have a question that has been bothering me. Listen carefully because I want to hear your thoughts before I go in on mine." Okay, so listen carefully. "Hi, man of prestige. I have a question that has been bothering me for a while. How can I handle a man?" Let me finish reading. "How can I handle a man who doesn't apologize when he does something wrong but justifies his action? I have tried to talk to him for 3 years now, but it hasn't changed. What can I do to change it? Or how can I help myself not to feel bad or feel angry that he just comes around like nothing mean while I am burning inside? The bad part is because I point out something that doesn't sit well with me and he refuses to apologize or tries to twist it. I get angry and begin to fire back. And then he holds on to what I said." Hold on to what I said is actually a big part of today's live stream. The main topic, which we're going to get into after this. Hold on to what I said. Then I apologize and say you forced me to say those things through your actions. All right. Anybody, you get it? You get it or you don't get it? Anybody heard that? Did you miss it?
What, beauty?
Undefeated. I love women. Oh my God. Right. Did you get it?
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
I'll rewind myself a little bit. I'll read it. Maybe you can catch it real quickly. All right. The bad part is because I point out something that doesn't sit well with me and he refuses to apologize or tries to twist it, I get angry and begin to fire back, and then he holds on to what I said. Then I apologize and say, you forced me. Every time I read it, I laugh. You forced me to say those things through your actions and inactions, but he still refuses to apologize. Very good guy, I must say. Betty. She didn't put the word but let's just put it right. She's a very good guy, I must say. It's just that part. Like if I put a but in between that, right? Like a but. Like very good guy, I must say, but it's just that part. Let me just squeeze in a but, right? Let's make it what it is. Just that I don't think he has been able to get that part of me. Meanwhile, I have been able to get everything he wants. I have been asked what I'm not doing right. I have even asked what I'm not doing right, and he says I do everything well. And if you do a show about it, I will watch because I want to learn. Thank you for your response. All right. I'm a very big guy. The best way to bribe me for a public coaching without mentioning your name is send me a DM. I will do it, okay? Just keep in mind as we get bigger, it might get too much, right? So I might never get to it, right? All right, let's come to the chat. Let's see. Shout out to Cynthia. Hello, Cynthia. She said, who are these people? It's painful when someone doesn't apologize. He's very manipulative.
Oh, beauty.
Anyway, let me continue. I didn't say anything though. That simple word sorry starts the healing process. Okay. That part is adding Sansan to Hagari and can cause serious issues and can cause lots of resentment. Okay. All right. So are you trying to say you guys don't have, you just want to listen to my own take on this? Is that all you want? You don't have anything to say about this? All 13 of you. Shout out to all 13 people watching live. And if you're watching this later on as a replay gang, make sure you leave your own comments, your own advice in the comments too. I want to hear your thoughts on this, okay? And leave it now before you continue watching so that you don't steal from what I have to say, okay? I want all of the perspectives. I need all of the perspectives because that's how we learn, okay? But let me do the analysis real quickly so we can go on to the main story. I have a question that has been bothering me for a while. How can I handle a man? So handle a man, I know you don't mean any harm, but there's no how, okay? You know, I rather, ideally I would like to hear, how can I seduce a man? That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to start hearing from you. How can I seduce a man who doesn't apologize, right? So now there's an oxymoron going on really quickly, right? Seduce, doesn't apology. Why would I want to seduce him when he doesn't apologize? Exactly, because you feel less than. You don't realize the kind of power that you have, right? So it makes sense that, you know, if he doesn't apologize, you get weaker and weaker and weaker. And what did Chinye say? It's painful when someone doesn't apologize. He's very manipulative. It comes across as manipulative. Okay? There's a difference between he's very manipulative and it comes across as manipulative. One takes your power away. One retains your power with you. Okay? Ola, that's the same thing. It's no different. Listen to me. You see, you just demonstrated it right there really quickly. One makes you feel powerless. The other one, from a place, you have to be aware, of course. When you have self-awareness, one tells you that I'm still in control, right? The other one says, well, I lost control, so somebody should help me correct him. In fact, I'm going to drag him to a counselor so they can tell him he's wrong, right? After they tell him he's wrong, you're still inside the bottle because a part of you feel like it wasn't authentic. Like he said I'm sorry, but it didn't come from the heart. You knew that you had to manipulate him to come up with the I'm sorry, right? So now, if somebody is coming off as manipulative, it's just as bad. Especially when you don't know what you're doing, okay? See, a woman helping you to, you know, reshape or like, let me think of it, that's not sustainable. It needs to be a man who actually will course correct and, you know, understand, right? But how is he going to know that? That's the question, because it's not necessarily doing it intentionally, right? That's why I said it's coming across as manipulative, as opposed to he wants to manipulate you. If he wants to manipulate you, I will need you to tell me what else is the motive. Why would he want to be manipulative? I would need that information, right? But I don't have that information, and oftentimes you don't even have that information. You just feel what you feel, and when you feel what you feel, it becomes the truth, right? It becomes reality. Fantasy is reality. Well, perception is reality. Well, your feelings becomes your reality, right? So let's keep going here. How can I handle a man who doesn't apologize when he does something wrong but justifies his action? So that leaves too many opening for me. When you say he does something wrong, those are my buzzwords. Those are trigger word for me, right? Because he does something wrong. What is it that he did wrong, right? Is this something like he bite somebody? Abi, he came across as manipulative, right? See the extreme, right? He came across as manipulative, didn't mean any harm, but you know, it was kind of like saucy, and he was leaving for work, and it was just all, maybe he's not a morning person. Like, that could feel wrong to you, right? Or he bites somebody. Like, what do we mean by wrong? So that, you know, so when you say but justifies his action, already tells me that it's something at an emotional level, which means something that you can actually take control of. You can actually control him like a puppet if you know what you're doing, right? Because it's something that is still just, you can still like use your words and be manipulative and justify it, right? So now that's going to require a lot of patience on your end, and we're talking about romantic relationships, so maybe you don't have that patience. Maybe you feel like you should know better, right? Well, the reality is that he doesn't, right? So it's, you have a couple of ways, but the first way is to let him know that he makes, you have to own it. Whatever it is that he's doing it wrong, in your opinion, which your opinion is valid, you need to break it down to your feelings. What does it make you feel? And you need to learn how to express that, right? But when you own it, it's easier to hear than you did something. And when you're confrontational, right? You did something wrong. I don't want to be wrong, bro. I mean, sorry, excuse me, ladies. I don't want to be wrong. Okay? Just like the rest of you, I'm obsessed with being right. Right? So if you tell me I'm wrong, my guards will come right up immediately. My guards will come up right up immediately if you tell me I'm wrong. So that's the first thing I see right there. You know, so if you feel like it's wrong, there's a good chance you've been telling him it's wrong, and that's probably why it is not working, right? Let me see here. Ola, this one passed me. What I want to say is not a good one. Dilo said, I can see both sides because it's really annoying when someone doesn't apologize. However, he didn't make her say those hurtful things. See, both sides. I love it, right? When I say manipulative, I'm referring to when he refused to accept his fault, right? He has to believe that he's at fault first, right? So sometimes he will say my bad. It actually doesn't mean that he just wants to brush the issue under the rug, right? And my bad is kind of like I'm sorry, but you know, it's just like okay, my bad, you know? And you know that it's not remorseful, right? And it still doesn't feel good. What you're looking for is not the word sorry. It's not, okay? If what you're looking for is the word sorry, that person never says sorry ever before. There's a feeling behind the sorry that you're looking for. You're probably looking for them to acknowledge more so than sorry, right? There's nothing wrong with sorry, but sorry is such a mild, very, very like, sorry for the most part actually destroys more. I don't know if you guys are aware of that, you know, because a lot of people use that sorry that you're looking for, they'll give it to you, but now they are manipulating you, right? Because they won't change their behavior, and the best apology is a changed behavior, right? So if they don't change their behavior, it's like now that resentment will be worse because you heard the sorry. Now you've been set on a scale, right? And then now your expectations are a little bit higher, or it's been put back up. And then disappointment comes after that again. So it's very, very tricky. but it's not that deep. I'll get through it. He refused to accept his fault, and then she's in a where she says something to offend, and then she apologizes. Still at the end, he doesn't apologize. That's a good point. Most people that are obsessed with getting apologies from people tend to apologize very quickly to a fault. You didn't see that coming, right? I don't think you saw it coming. Okay. Most people that crave for someone to say I'm sorry, they tend to say I'm sorry quicker than necessary, effectively manipulating the situation, right? And the way it feels on the other end is the speed at which you say I'm sorry is not as fast as your behavior actually changing. So it creates more resentment, and that's what the other person is feeling. So the main point of what I'm trying to make right now is like, we got to bring sorry, take it off that pedestal and put it back right here. Right here. When somebody says I'm sorry, what you're looking for is probably more so acknowledgement. You want to be able to feel that they're remorseful about the behavior, and hopefully you get some kind of change behavior, right? And that's how complicated the word sorry or apologies in general can get. Okay, because it depends on your personality, depends on what you're used to. If you guys, the way you were raised, you're very quick to say I'm sorry and people move on, you expect that from your partner. And when they don't meet up to that because they were raised differently, it creates issues. The issue is not the word sorry, it's the frame of reference, right? It's basically you're referencing something else that is out of context completely, right? So we got to think a little bit deeper, right? Still at the end, he doesn't apologize. No, he doesn't. And we're going to talk about that, right? It will be more painful when you speak to him calmly and say, my love, that thing that you did truly hurt my feelings. And he still doesn't see why he should apologize. So it doesn't have to be that painful. It could, when you use the word my, you're owning it. Your expectations are managed at that point in time. You're just expressing your feelings. No attachment to expectations or to the outcome. When you tell people how you feel, you need to detach yourself from the outcome. As a matter of fact, that's part of game, right? You don't want to be attached to the outcome because that's part of expectations, right? Because you set yourself up again, because they might not give you the response you're looking for. But you feel how you feel. But if you learn how to attach power to yourself, right, and say, no, I feel how I feel, I just gotta let you know how I feel. When you did this, that, I felt this type of way, right? And then you also let them offer their own insights to it, right? That angle is completely different from looking for sorry. If they outrightly cheated on you and they don't say, I'm sorry, the issue is still not the sorry. The issue is cheating. A person who lacks self-respect, but now they're starting to lack respect for you, right? So at least that's how you feel, right? But you need to understand that it starts from lack of self-respect, lack of self-adequacy, that's what makes people cheat. Ultimately, because the person that have a certain level of, there's certain behavior they won't do, right? Because they have too much to lose. And I'm talking mentally, okay? Not financially or anything like that, right? They have too much to lose already personally. So when they get to a space where they don't feel like they're about to lose anything, at that point in time, you have to consider that maybe this wasn't about me. It still hurts. I feel hurt. You own it. As opposed to, and it's easier said than done, by the way, because you feel how you feel. You want us to help you call them evil. And then when we finish calling them evil, you still don't feel better. Yeah, but when you understand this and you can see that far, you manage your battles, you pick your battles in life. Okay. So pride is also the main thing that makes it very hard for people to apologize. Here's the issue that I'm having with that. We're going that angle. I have to talk to the person that's talking to me and not their partner. Okay? Because anything that looks like I'm talking about the person I haven't spoken to or heard them how they talk, this is the same issues with Jamie and Nikki, right? Jamie is doing a lot of talking, so he's giving us a lot of ammunitions. Like, at least me, I can see through all the BS and say, well, if you do this, if you do enough of this, it will create that. If you do enough of this to create that, it will help create that. You're not the one creating it, but it will help create that, right? Same thing with Tyrese, right? Same thing with Dotun, right? If you're doing a lot of the talking, you're giving me more to, because nobody is perfect. Nobody only pass, all of us, right? But remember, our goal is to extract the lessons, right? So when we say pride is the reason why he hasn't apologized, I don't know yet. It might be, but I don't know yet. But I don't think she needs that, because now, what are we going to do with that? We're going to go back to him and say, Onik Biraganye, you're a prideful man. How's that going to work out? It's a romantic relationship, remember? Right? How's that going to work out? Because I'm looking for what we could tell her that she can go back and use to exercise our power, our own power of influence. Because if that person chose to be with you, or is meant to spend any kind of time with you, you have more power than you realize. That's what I want to focus on. You feel me? So yes, it's possible that it's a prideful man, but the fact that it's a prideful man can actually be something you're benefiting from. So is that all the way wrong? We don't know. We don't know what it was, because we all have pride. We just have to manage them, right? So to what extent are we talking about? Is this something that she can see as like, that's my proud man, right? Or no, that pride is hurting me, or is hurting our relationship, right? What could I do about this? And if it's that bad, if it's as bad as the other extreme, then she needs to do one simple thing. She needs to excuse herself from the relationship. But if that's how we decide to, like, you're gonna have a lot of people excusing themselves from relationship, right? If they don't learn how to manage their situation, even conflict, right? So let me go. Let me analyze it a little bit further, because I didn't get into it yet, But these are just some insights, because I don't know. A lot of it is general. Like the first statement, she said, when he does something wrong but justifies his action. In fact, when people end up in argument, guess what both of them are doing at the same time? They're justifying, right? Both parties are feeling like you're justifying BS, right? In fact, both of them at least one of them is already starting to think you're narcissistic. This is knock behavior. Now you try to make me feel like I did something wrong, right? How many times have you heard that in the last 1 or 2 weeks? A lot, right? Exactly. So, and that's called 2 to get 2. That means they cancel each other out, and that's not the issue. Okay, if both of you are accusing each other of the same thing, at that point, we need to dig in deeper, right? I've tried to talk to him, okay, for 3 years now, but it hasn't changed. So talking to him, it's not working, right? And I'm guessing you probably thought that was also communication, right? Talking to him is hit. If it doesn't work the second, third time, talking is probably not going to work. Maybe you need to learn effective communication. There's a difference between talking and effective communication. Effective communication will require you to be able to listen more so than you talk. All right. Let's see here. So she says, what can I do to change it, or how can I help myself not to feel bad or feel angry that he just comes around like nothing mean while I'm burning inside, like nothing happened, right? So a key part of this is still to learn how to express yourself. You still express yourself, but own it. Be in full ownership of that conversation, at least from your own side of the conversation. Be aware, be intentional when you're communicating, right? Okay, we already spoke to this a little bit, right? Which is, you release yourself from the outcome. Don't be attached to the outcome, right? All you're trying to do is express how you feel in a romantic relationship with a person that you care about, right? Just that enough. Like you're with somebody that you care about. Process that, right? Let that sink. If it's a healthy situation, you should by default already be happy about that. If it's a situation that makes you feel that bad, that you feel sad, just the idea of being with this person, you might need to back off a little bit from the relationship. It doesn't have to be a permanent decision, right? Just back off so you can see what's going on, right? But if it's been 3 years, it's a long time that you're feeling that this situation is making you feel bad and feel angry. Because anger is an extreme. That's an extreme. If you truly mean the word anger, right? That's an extreme. So if you're feeling that way, that's not a healthy situation, right? But again, there's not much you're telling me except that he did something wrong. I will need to know the specifics of that, because when you say somebody did something wrong, that they are now justifying, it sounds like it's all purely emotional. It's just your word against mine. I had the disagreement. Like, I think, like it's not even as deep as your breath smell. No, it doesn't smell. Like, if it's something like that, we can, hey, can you smell this? Somebody else can verify. If no one else can verify what we're talking about, right, then that's purely emotional. You have to manage that. You have to learn how to manage that. And there are probably deeper issues beyond just him doing something wrong. It might be something you feel is wrong. It might be something doesn't feel is wrong. And when the man doesn't feel is wrong and you're telling him it's wrong, it's kind of weird to ask him to admit that he's wrong and then apologize. Okay? That actually tampers with precisely what you are attracted to in him, which is the fact that he's a man, right? So I would need to know what you're talking about. It might be something you need to completely back off and leave the relationship, and then that's probably what he's going to need to see for him to correct himself, because it's been 3 years. Also, if it's been 3 years and it's been bad behavior, if it's truly bad, because I get to believe you that it's bad because it feels bad for you, right? And you're staying for 3 years, that still points fingers back at you. Like, why would you want to continue to stay in a bad situation? The answer is not a crime. It's just something you need to assess. You need to ask yourself that question. Why am I staying in a situation that makes me feel bad and angry all the time? Right? Because people don't change unless there's incentive. They are gravitating away from pain towards pleasure, towards some kind of relief. People, they're not going to change their behavior. That's not just your boyfriend, your man, or whoever this is. Just everybody. Okay? That's just human behavior, right? So that's why I prefer that you use seductive tactics, ethical seductive tactics, because it leads with value, right? But you also see foresight. You know you're going to benefit from it. Because if you don't see that far, you're going to feel like somebody's manipulating you and it won't work. So you need to be able to see further than what you're feeling right now. Let's continue. The bad part is because I point out something that doesn't sit well with me. All right. So I'm listening to the language. It could be language, I don't know where you're. Because sometimes when people in Nigeria or people that use Nigeria lingo, when they speak certain English, I'm hearing something that's not really what they mean. It just sounds very strong, So, but when you say you're pointing out something that doesn't sit well with me, right? I don't have a choice than to hear the vibe in that, like you're pointing out, like, sure, you see, it's wrong again, or it could mean that, or it could be you're pointing out that, hey babe, I don't like, can you please move this closer? I like it this way, right? All right. So it could mean any of the two, right? So if it's extreme, right? If it's you point out, even pointing out, let me tell you, our ego. See, if you want men, right? The ego is a thing that we all have to manage, okay? I beg, no verse. It's just what it is. It's part of what you're attracted to, the fact that it's a manly man, right? So if you tamper, if anything seems confrontational, you're questioning, not even authority, just my manhood, just me be like I'm the one you're with now. Anything that smell like that, right? It backfires. Okay. So what should you do now? So I should just appease and no, you don't have to. You just have to be aware. Just awareness is half the battle won. You just have to be aware. So when you see certain reaction, you're not as surprised anymore. So if it was me and you were pointing out something that I did that doesn't sit well, you know what I mean? What do you mean doesn't sit well? It's not that I'm saying it's not that deep, and you are telling me everything is always a joke to me, right? Or I'm telling you that no, I'm not saying everything is a joke to me. I'm just I'm saying sit well. Kilo day, is everything okay? Because I'm thinking something else that's wrong with you, and wait, what's wrong with you? I didn't mean wrong with you. I'm thinking it's something else that's bothering you, and you're trying to tell me something else. It just gets very, very complicated. But really, it's my own ego that's been tampered with, right? But I'm trying my best to be, you know, but it doesn't sit well with me. It sounds quite authoritative, and you know, like you're questioning. In fact, you're not questioning my authority, because I know you don't. You're questioning my being a man, right? You're telling me I'm not enough, and that's not something that men generally wants to feel, because you reward us for feeling like we're the man. So the moment you take that away, just because see finish don't enter small, it messes with the whole vibe of everything, you know. So just something to be aware of right there. It doesn't sit well with me, and he refuses to apologize or tries to twist it. Yeah, I can see that. By the way, what you're dealing with, don't throw this relationship away because of this. It's something that you need to walk through, because you will become a better person on the other end. Okay? You become a better person, and you will enjoy your relationship better once you figure it out. Okay? But it's typical. Don't let somebody tell you that, oh, he's a narcissist, let's just throw it into the bush. They will pick him up. Okay? Not those particular ones, but possibly them. But somebody will pick him up and dust him off. He will learn from that situation, and then you now have to figure out another man who will do the same thing. Okay? This is good. This is friction. This is something that nobody teaches anybody anywhere. They don't teach this in counseling. In the 2 years counseling they do before people get married, they don't teach anything that sounds like conflict resolving or resolution. They will run over it. They will read definitions in a book for you, or on a screenshot, or on a presentation, but they don't talk about what it looks like in real life, right? So he might, you know, if you don't talk about it, like kiss, you know, like he's, you know, but he's not paying attention. But I would say again, the key thing there is express how you feel. Well, hey babe, I'm not over what happened yesterday. What do you mean what happened yesterday? Well, I feel like you owe me an apology. If it's an apology that you want, ask for it. I owe you an apology for what? I can't apologize for something I didn't do wrong. You don't think you did that wrong? Okay, so now it becomes a matter of, is it wrong? Is it right? Right? And then you have to assess your situation. Is that really what you want? You want right and wrongs? You want to be discussing what is right and wrong? Who squeezed the toothpaste the wrong way? It wasn't you. I think it was you. This is the part where they say, when you become mature in life, you let go of certain things. You pick your battles. Is it worth it? Listen, if I wake up on the wrong side of the bed, I will feel differently, and I will tell you a different story. That's just life. I might have a different experience. If it's not that deep, you're going to need to, one of the hardest things for human beings to do is to let it go. Let it go. Men should lead in this, by the way. Men should always lead, okay? Because that's what women love, right? But every human being needs to learn how to let it go. And you need to be aware that it's very difficult. Okay? If it's a situation where he pied somebody, no, don't let that go. He needs to go to jail. If it's a situation that, remember about 2 years ago, he said something, he didn't say it, and he doesn't remember it being said that way, let it go. It's not better anywhere else, I promise. Allah. Okay? He's probably dealing with more of that from you than you realize. Well, you're not supposed to realize, because it's the one that's just letting it go, right? The idea is when he lets go, you don't realize he let go of something. Just assume that if you're with someone and there's something you love about them, if you're able to say very good guy, I must say, they're probably giving you tons of grace. Maybe not. Just get in the business of giving people grace, and then focus on what you enjoy the most about them. That's key. Because I don't know. She says, the bad part is because I point out something that doesn't sit well with me, and he refuses to apologize or tries to twist it. I get angry. Well, it's trying to twist it, meaning it's justifying the same thing you said already. So it to come off as twisting it, right? So now, if it's outright a liar, there's some people that are liars. Let me say this. Like, some people are just liars. They can lie for heaven and earth. Guess what you still have to do, ma'am? Pick your clothes and go. Because you shouldn't be with a liar who is just lying about everything. You can't feel safe. You can't feel secure. You can't trust him. But if it's a situation that, oh, I just didn't like how you moved this way, I mean, some stupid stuff that you're just stuck on obsession with being right, let go. Let go, you know. So now you have to do the assessment since you didn't tell me the details, right? I get angry and begin to fire back. Fire back should not be normalized ever, even if it's verbal, okay? It will happen by default. That's just life. When you find yourself in poto and you start to feel the need to protect yourself, you will do it. But you need to be aware that that's not the goal. That's where you need to leave and go to the other side, where you don't feel the need to do that ever again. But fireback sounds, I don't know if in Ondo maybe it means it's just talking, but for me right now, fireback sounds like a very toxic conversation. That's not communication, right? What you need to learn is effective communication. Yes, it's hard. It's easier said than done. But effective communication, when you find yourself in even crisis, can you stay calm? Can you drink water? Can you take cold shower, babe? We'll talk about that when I finish the shower. When you take that few minutes to take that cold shower, not cold shower, warm water, whatever you like, right? You will notice that you already felt better, and then you can still have the conversation, but more from a better, you know what I mean? So hopefully that helps. It's just that part. She said it's just that part. Apology. It's the apology thing that she needs. I think we already spoke a lot to apology today. Apology is good if you want it and the person is willing to give it. If you want it and the person gives it and they're not willing to give it, it's still bad. You're building resentments. And sometimes men will just give it to you just to give it to you, but they're storing it there that your own is too much. Is that really what you want? You want to actually have a conversation and get what you want, and not necessarily I'm sorry. I'm sorry is cute, but it needs to be backed by purpose. There needs to be purpose around it, not just random willy-nilly sorry just because somebody says it makes life better. No, it doesn't. It actually gets worse. Okay? For sorry is very destructive. We can talk about that another day, but it's a very destructive word for the most part. Okay? Directly and indirectly. Okay? Let's see here. It's just that part, just that I don't think he has been able to get that part of me. Yeah, he's probably struggling too. There's no question about that. But again, if you're young and you're just coming into the, again, that's why I told you, it's nothing peculiar about you. We've all been through this, right? Just relax. It's something you need to figure out. It's not common sense, okay? But you will become some of the top 3% of human beings when it comes to relationships, if you can figure this out. Because this is little things that actually end people up in divorce, not the extremes. Not because somebody's Olosho slept with herself on OnlyFans 50 years later. No, it's none of that stuff. That's not your regular. These things right here is what end people up in divorce, because it builds layers of resentments, and before they know it, it's like there's nothing here left, and before you know it, somebody is whispering in their ears and somebody is showing them that it could be better somewhere else. And we are humans. We move. If it feels like it's going to be better somewhere else, we're just going to move. That's just reality, right? And we don't owe you an explanation. Shout out to Tyrese. Anyway, I have been asked what I'm not doing right, and he says I do everything well. Yeah, that statement right there, when he says you're doing everything well, you clearly don't believe that, and there's a reason why you don't believe that. Why don't you have a conversation around that? You keep saying I do everything well, but I don't feel that way, and I would like to have a conversation about it. You see, I. It's not confrontation. It's about you, and it's almost like you're. So I don't know what happened, but I'm here. Did you guys? Yeah, you guys probably noticed a flash out. I'm here though. All right, let me just make sure my audio is back on. I don't know what happened. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I'm gonna come to the chat in a second because I know you guys are going in. I'm here, I'm back. Sorry about that. I don't know, I just noticed my screen went out. So I've been able to get everything he wants. She said, I've been able to get everything he wants, right? So that's good. You should take credit for that. You should continue to take credit for that if you are sure of that. But if you've been doing that, like you've been giving, right? A good relationship, your happiness actually is already full and above and flowing over when you're sure that you're giving. Okay? That's a healthy relationship. When you're sure that you're giving, that you're overgiving, not overgiving, but you're giving to the point that that person's cup is full and flowing over. Your happiness should come from that. If it's not coming from that, then maybe something is wrong with that statement. What do you mean by you've been giving everything that he wants? Or has he been giving grace? Again, this is too many things that I don't know, right? I've even asked what I'm not doing right, and he says I do everything well. People will do that, right? Because you know there's a disconnect. You know there's a disconnect, right? And you have to get to the bottom of it, because if you don't feel right, if you continue to feel bad and feel angry, you will sabotage, okay? It's not going to last. You're only going to just build resentment. So I think from everything you told me so far, it sounds like you need to get to the bottom of it, because it's obviously bothering you. Maybe be a little bit more specific on what he did wrong. If he did something that is that wrong, that you would disengage from your seduction abilities, your ability to influence, your power of influence, that you feel like it's not worth it, and you stay there, then that still questions your self-esteem. Like, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to punish yourself like that? But if it's not, if it's just, well, it's give or take, we should be able to serve each other. If that's what you're saying, auntie, okay, that give and take stuff, you gotta be careful with it. Sometimes you're comparing yourself to other relationships. Okay, sometimes you don't overtake. You're overtaking the relationship, right? Yeah. So, but it's all feelings, right? So there's something that's making you feel unsafe, insecure about the relationship. I cannot, like, your statements are very generic, and sadly on this public platform we can only be as specific as possible. Cannot be so specific. So it is what it is. But I'm back. Oh, hey, brother Ben, how far are you there? Salutes to you, my brother. Not to say, send that person to me. Let me lecture her. I moved from bass boss, not physical. Amen. Thank you for saying that. To my husband, saying yes to almost everything. My dear says, leave that man or work on yourself. That is that's almost better than what I said. So leave if it's that bad, or work on yourself so you can attract what you deserve. I love that, Natu. That's good stuff, right? Yep. How will you handle this? Do share, please. You wanted to know. Yeah. See, sis, listen. Approach matters. Let it go and focus on yourself. Yeah. That is actually action words. Let it go is like an action word phrase, right? And it's extremely difficult for humans in general, not just man or woman, right? Focusing on yourself is also very difficult. The easiest things for us to do is to point fingers at everyone else but self. And guess what? There's more than enough reason to do that, because if you say you are right, I believe you. I believe you.
You're right.
If you say you're right, I really do. But clearly that's not enough, because you don't believe that you're right. If you believe you're right, that should be enough for everything in life. It's not enough to be right, right? So there's more to it. Avoid the need to be right. Yep, it will. Where did you go? Oh, okay, I'm back. Yes, we did, but it's loud and clear now. Okay, good. Wishing her all the best. The person who wrote you, yes, I wish her all the best too, but a person who never apologizes, let me just make sure I finish it properly, right? A person who never apologizes, because that's the main point here, right? I would make sure I assess, what does apology mean to you? Okay. Then also, have you considered that he doesn't feel like he needs to apologize for whatever you're talking about? So we need to identify what we're talking about, right? As much as we can, because once it's at an emotional level, then it might be a situation where we just need to educate him that this thing makes her feel this way, makes your woman feel this way. Well, she should fix her feeling. Well, maybe you shouldn't be a man. Right? Then we can have that conversation with him, but we need this a few steps before we get to saying, oh, what he needs apology. And I need you to be aware that you're putting apologies on the pedestal, bring it down. There are other reasons, there are other things that needs to back apology for it to be authentic, for you to even feel wholesome after somebody offers you an apology. There's some I'm sorry that people will say to you that you just know that this is bullshit. You just know, you just know. But you want the apology to come from someone that mean it, right? It's they want to apologize. They really feel like, oh, I missed that part. I should have, right? They understand it, right? They understand why they. A lot of people tender apologies. They don't understand why they apologize. It's just because their wife keep asking them for apology, so they keep giving apology, but it still feels terrible. It still feels bad, you know. So that's why. So let's come back to this another day. I'm sure she might have more that she wants to share, maybe not, right? But this is awesome. I send some more DMs if you guys want that, and we'll focus on it and we'll build from there. I don't mind if that's what you guys want. If you want to send some more DMs, and then we can address it from there. But yeah, I'll be right back.
Beautiful girl, sparkling
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. So Jamie Perkins, Nikki thoughts. Excuse me, sorry about that. Let's talk about Jamie and Nikki thoughts. Jamie decided to release a video and some more receipts. Can you tell me how you feel about this issue at this point, please? Can you tell me how you feel about this too? Okay, this is the point where ideally I should be like, oh, he's right. Okay, but the issue is that I already said he's right. I already said that like about 3 streams ago, right? Why do you think that Jamie doesn't believe he's right? Why do you think Jamie believes he needs to release all these receipts? So just in case you're wondering, who are we talking about? We're talking about Jamie Perkins, a YouTuber, and Nikki Thoughts, who was a model wife, and they've been dragging themselves. Well, he's been doing most of the dragging. He released a video, which is the first time I discovered them. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The name, come on. It's not my fault, man. I didn't give her a name now, D-Love. I didn't give her the name. Oh. I beg, let the poor breathe. I did not give her that name.
Let be poor. Breathe.
I didn't give her that name. Stop. That's her name, right? That's her real name. Yeah. Why does he feel the need for all this shalaye?
You go explain because no evidence.
I know what you're thinking. I should let him breathe, right? I think so too. I should let him breathe, but this brother here, Jamie Perkins, I'm sure. And the funny thing is that a lot of the people that are backing him are women. They're women. That's the funny part about the whole thing, and I find it quite interesting. But he brought out a bunch of receipts. Okay, shout out to Chinye who told us that he has a receipt of her apologizing. Remember, the sister that would just analyze her DMs, right? Remember when she said What can I do? I should have addressed that, but again, I don't like addressing people that's not doing the talking, but I can't help them because they're on the other side. I want to talk to the people that's doing the talking, right? When she said, what can I do to change it, or how can I help myself not to feel bad? Hold on one second. How can I undo a man who doesn't apologize when he does something wrong but justifies his action? I've tried to talk to him. Okay, wait. The bad part is because I point out something that doesn't sit well, he refused to apologize and tries to twist it. I get angry, begin to fire back. Okay, this part. He holds on to what I said. Mr. Hold on to what I said. Jamie Perkins. I got receipts. Let me tell you something right now. You might say maybe you haven't had any certain type of experiences or anything like that. But a man who is taking receipts has lost control. Can we all agree on that? A man who is taking a ton of receipts, a man who must answer every question. Hey, listen, I know the urge to answer every question, because that's what he did in this video. He took every point. And he addressed them. I said, Baba, these are receipts. These are not evidence. Is there anybody that's going to tell receipts are not the same thing as evidence?
We go explain, because no evidence.
They're not admissible. That's the word, right? In the court of life. On social media, there will be a few trolls saying, yeah, he got receipts. Bruh, it's not good enough. The only thing that sounds like me is saying is that you're taking record of everything. We did a session here a long time ago. Remember that guy who wasn't getting sex from his wife? And he did a spreadsheet. Remember, anybody remember that? We did that here, right? He had a spreadsheet of all the days that she said no, right? It's sad. It's sad, but what kind of results are you looking for? What do you want us to do with? Is that not ultimate receipt? Like she said no on this, on a spreadsheet. I shared it here. It's a long time ago. Anybody remember that? She said receipts are supposed to be evidence now. It is not. They are good for social media. It's for cruise, entertainment at best. And I only use best because it gets more numbers than what we're doing here, which is the lessons. Just entertainment, cruise. So people that are relating with you, that are backing you, is because they can relate. They don't collect shege too. They can relate their brother or themselves. But they can't help you. They can't help you. Guess who's going to be left in that once we move on to the next story 3 weeks from now? You and Nikki. And sadly, those babies. I don't know if you guys understood what I put on the... I don't know if it was clear enough what I put on the thumbnail. Okay, so he won. He won the race. He won. She lost. Okay? They are both liars. When a relationship ends in this kind of toxic way, everybody lied. Everybody lied. Not necessarily intentionally. People have different... They can only recall certain experiences, right? They can only recall their experience from their point of pain. Right? But it's just very, very bad when a man is... It's just very, very bad. A man is collecting receipts. You know, and the reason why a lot of those ladies are supporting him is because they sympathize with him. He needs help. That's not what women are attracted to. Okay, women are literally attracted to a person who doesn't need help. They don't mind helping, but the idea that you're needy of their help, they will sympathize with you, but it's dry. They don't want to mess with you. Okay, that's just the reality. You see sarcasm all over my face. What did I say that you think is sarcastic? Yeah, the Kiriwa calendar. What did I say that you see sarcasm? I don't know what he wants. He won. He won this. Let me show you that he won. He actually won. You can see in the comments that he won. Yeah, well, this receipts are receipting. Oh, everybody say, oh, this receipt are receipt. But okay, they won. The one part, right? He won, and then she lost, right? Can Oberyn win in this? Can Oberyn actually lose in this kind of situation? Especially in the Western world. You lost, right? Listen, Nikki is not anybody's mate. Nikki has shown this man shaggy. Let's not get that twisted, okay? Well, let me play for you. Let me play small. Just play a little bit of it, and then I make my point, and I'll keep it moving. Let's see. Watch yo. So this one, shortly after the encounter, he tried to get this. So he's posting. He took the time and sat down and edited this video together. He put everything she said and then responded to it. She said, shortly after the encounter, he tried to get a restraining order on me. Not only did he put himself down as a protected person, but also our 2 young daughters. If he was successful in obtaining that, I could not come within 200 meters of them. I didn't necessarily believe her when she said this, okay, because she's just typing, just like she typed into those text messages that we're all calling receipts, okay. But let's see.
As you can see, this is from the intervention order, and it speaks about children, and I'm going to read it because I want to get the wording
all right
correct.
So
says,
this is why Shalaye know the work. Can you guys see what I see? I'm going to blow it up and you guys can see it. Even before I started listening to him, I can see it already. Okay, let me see. Can you guys see? Look closer. If you can see it, tell me if you can see what I see. It said this is from the intervention order. Well, just the first 3 lines at the top. Tell me if you can see what I see. Tell me if you can see what I see. Can you see it? Can you guys see it? What I see? I'm going to rewind it a little bit so you guys can see it again. It's just a little piece of it, okay? But this is why Shalaye know the work, okay? This is why Shalaye doesn't work. You will throw yourself under the bus. It's only a matter of time, okay? And the people that are trying to judge you, they don't have time to read everything, like all of the receipt. They don't have time. What they're reading more so is your body language, okay? Let's see.
children, and I'm going to read it because I want to from the intervention, and this is entirely untrue. As you can see,
there's nothing in life that's entirely untrue, not especially if you're the one. There's layers, there's elements of truth in everything. Not especially if you married that person. That just doesn't make any sense, okay? It's entirely untrue, but I'm nitpicking his words. But again, he said we should judge for him. That's why he's coming with receipts, right? Do you guys see it? Dillon said not an order, right? What did he say? Wait, he said
this is from the intervention order.
This is from the intervention order. Did he miss that or something? Is that a mistake? I'm trying to read too. Is that a mistake by mistake? It's a mistake by mistake, Abi. Komomo. This is not an order. Lady Top Notch, hello. She says, but MOP, a counselor who specializes in divorce that includes a narcissist will always encourage the other party to keep receipts because of how destructive they can be. Yeah, so this issue here, this whole receipt thing, right? Receipts are designed to be kept. That's the whole point of receipts, so you can show receipts, right? But just think about receipts and think about the context of social media, the social media world that we live in today, right? Right. Now, it's not just receipts, it's receipting, right? It's receipting. Just think about it, right? At that point in time, you have to know that you don't fight flesh. You know, life is a lot of things in life, a lot of things that we value in life, they're double-edged sword. Like social media. We're using social media right now, right? Some people are using it to destroy their own life as we speak right now, right? So keeping receipts is, it means multiple things, right? Even based off of your statement, it means you're already in a very bad situation. And I want to acknowledge that, yes, it's not that easy to leave, right? Just so that it's not too late, so you can have some kind of stuff on record, right? A counselor might advise you to do that, right? And the counselor is not responsible to tell you to not use it to drag your own family on your YouTube page with 1.76 million monitoring spirits. The counselor is not, they don't owe you that part of the explanation. They don't owe you that context. They're not going to tell you. They figure you should be man enough to know that we told you to keep the receipt just in case we find it useful, right? That's the whole point of that. The counselor don't owe you jack shit. They don't owe you nothing except to collect your money and help you separate and go your own way. Hopefully you figure the rest of your life out. Some of these counselors are divorcees themselves that are still trying to figure things out. Okay? But look at his face. Even his face is telling everything. This is a man who has lost control. He said it himself. I feel sorry for him, right? But I have to extract these lessons for my brother. It's not, you don't, this is not, yeah, you shalaye tired. You go just shalaye tired.
That speaks about children, and I'm gonna read it because I want to get the wording correct. It says,
yeah, I'm not gonna listen to him read that. I could just read it myself. He said, written, he said, this is not an order. Anyway, case, I rest my case. Let me go to another one here. Let's see if we can get one more, okay? So Nikki said, I want to make it very clear that what you witnessed was reactive. The clips you saw were carefully edited and didn't show, just like this clip, and didn't show what led to me smacking the phone out of his hand. Never have I punched this man and thrown heavy objects at him during our disagreement. You remember I asked Nikki at that time, I said, Nikki, you didn't throw heavy objects. Did you throw small objects? Because you two deserve to collect if you throw small objects, right? Because small objects can take people out, right? But I left it alone, but you probably didn't see me asking that. It's okay. Okay. Guess what? What do you think he's going to do at this point? What do you think he would do at this point? Since he posted that he's about to do what? He's about to, like, she said everything is reactive. We know that every action in life is reactive. That's a fact of life, especially when we're talking about marriage, romantic relationship. It's reactive. It doesn't mean it's your fault, but there's a place it's coming from. Right? It's not just, it's usually not people just want to be evil, right? All right. So what do you think he's going to try to do right now at this point? To juxtapose or to kick against this right now? What do you think is going to happen at this point? What do you think is going to do? He's going to try to do shalaye more.
We go explain.
This guy go tire or more. Let me play.
the Disneyland experience. Nikki said, I didn't want them to go, but I offered to come so the girls didn't miss out on the experience. But he knew if I was there, I wouldn't like him filming them so much, so he made co-parenting the issue. This is entirely
untrue. I just feel like this is Trump's son or something. It's entirely untrue. This is entirely... I don't make fun of it, but when you put yourself on this platform like this, go and talk to a therapist, bro. This is not gonna help. Okay, it's entirely untrue. We believe you. I already told you you're right, but clearly it wasn't enough, right? Wait, Coco said his face says I'm tired of being a drama queen. I didn't say all that. This is one of my brothers right here. I would never, ever, ever, ever say one of my brothers is a drama queen. Any man can end up in this situation. When woman show you she gay. Oh, but you will lose yourself. You will lose every neuron in your head. I'm telling you. But this idea that Nikki is just lying and she's didn't know they're both liars. Okay, they couldn't help themselves. They will lie. They are trying to speak to justify their own side. So that will automatically result in lies.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
That's the way it works. Okay, that's just the way it works. You're a liar. No, you lied. No, I lied. No, you lied. No, I didn't mean I lied. You lied. You're a liar. I don't remember it happened like that. Welcome to the real world. She doesn't remember it happened like that. That's precisely what we're talking about, right? You're inside, officially, you're inside, your marriage is inside of Potopoto. It's not funny. This is just my way of numbing my own. I feel for him. It's not funny. Okay, it's not funny at all. But let me see here. It's about to explain. It's about to explain. It's going to continue to explain, by the way. He said in the beginning of this video, let me play something for you. He said in the beginning of this video, let me guess what he said at the beginning of this video. Anybody want to guess what he said? Let me play. Let me just play.
I will be remaining silent from here on.
Wait. Do you believe him? Let's go back. Play now.
Last time I ever speak on this subject.
Last time I ever speak on this subject. Okay. Somebody's going to hold him to that. I will. I will, because that will be content.
Regardless of what happens next, what's said next, I will be remaining silent from here on. But I felt
he forgot. Okay. He doesn't know. You're not capable of remaining silent. If you have urges to shalaye, to over-explain, if you have urges, if you're obsessed with being right, especially when you're right and you're a good man, like Tyrese, you're not capable of being silent. It's not going to be the last time. Unless you seek therapy right now. That's the only way. Unless you seek wise counsel right now. That's the only way. The idea that, well, I'm just going to be quiet now. You can't. You're a human being like the rest of us. And you've demonstrated that you're not able to be quiet. You cannot be quiet. It's not going to happen. The only way you're going to be quiet is if you re-engage your purpose as a man. Right now, you've lost every sense of purpose. Every discombobulate. You don't understand. You don't know. You lost yourself. Shout out to Nikki. You've lost yourself. You can't think straight. Every time, like, well, I gotta speak my truth. I gotta speak your truth.
felt like I needed to clear a few things up.
You're always going to feel a need to clear things up. People are always going to say things that make you feel like, I gotta clear myself up. We're not in court, you're not going to jail, you're not going to Rikers Island, but you just gotta clear yourself up. Why? Because somebody says something that is not true. Right? And they call it a truth. It is not a truth. It's a truth. It's a truth. It's a lie. Who's going to tell us the truth now? We don't know. Well, I got a receipt. Screenshot of all our messages. Right? But Allah, you're not really addressing the text. Let's address the text. This one say, hi, your appointment to dental on 18/20/22 reschedule. Listen, this guy go shalaye tire. He will shalaye tire. The reason why you must seek wise counsel in these cases is because it's not about right and wrong. If it was about right and wrong or common sense, most of us know what that is. But it's not working. It's not working. Right? Look at what he said here. My kids deserve a stress-free mother, so I will no longer contact you about this directly. The energy I've given this could have gone towards much more productive things. I've stated my reasons for changing it several times and even said it was fair to share if we're both still active users of the account. There's a bunch of cases about who changed the accounts, who logged into what. They were hurting each other. Okay, they felt the feelings. They felt the need to hurt each other. Well, no, you can't. No, I can't. Like this, I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get you back. Right? That's what this is all about. The way he's getting her back is the receipts. the way she's getting him back is probably greater. Silence. Oh my God. Silence are worst. They're much more painful. Silence are... Especially if it's a narcissistic person that's been silent. Hey, oh boy. This guy, Goshalaitaya. Yeah. I'm gonna go to what's going on, Temilade. How are you? Good to see you. She said Jamie Goshalaitaya for YouTube. Jamie should go and find a job and be a man for once. He explained quite all right. I felt his pain. He explained. I was even almost convinced, like, you know what, the children, this is how we're able to provide. And by the way, YouTube is not easy. He's doing he works. Okay, he works to you know, he was working, I should say, right? But then his characters were his children, right? And the results today show that it was a bad idea, right? Now you have to pivot, and you can't pivot. You have to pivot. Pivoting when things crash is difficult. I'm going through something similar right now. It's very, very difficult. That's part of being a man, if anything. Being able to pivot. If everything crashes and burns and you have to pick up the pieces and put it together, that's what you have to do. Right? And if you don't know how to do that, yes, you will get shamed a lot on the internet. The same internet, you hear the side that's supporting you on the other side. He tried to say he re-uploaded the video. I haven't seen the video. I don't care. These things are too obvious to me. I am aware it's not obvious to everyone else. That's why we're doing Man of Prestige. Okay, you will shalaye tired. This is not where your power lies. Your power is not in shalaye. You have to be a little bit more strategic than that. And there's a good chance that the person that's more quiet is more strategic than you. But let's see the comments. In the comments, somebody said, abusive behavior is never acceptable, whether from a man or woman. If you understand what abuse is, what he's doing right now can be equally interpreted as abuse. Not just on Nikki, but even his children. But I'll leave that comment alone. Let's continue. So it depends on what you mean, right? Yeah, but it's true, abuse is never okay. It's not okay because it feels like somebody is abusing you. So the person is right. So, but I see what that person said from, whether from a man or a woman, the person is stuck on the fact that she hit him and then he apologized. Why do we know that today? He held on to the receipts. That's why we know that today, right? Held on to the receipts. This is real life. Welcome to the real world. People are saying the drama shouldn't be posted publicly. When the video of the separation went out, people assumed it was Jamie's fault. We don't do that here. We don't make assumptions. We just go by what they're saying, their vibe, their body language, and our own opinion. Okay? And we actually hate the word fault. I think people that tend to use the word fault will always find themselves inside. They always find themselves inside poto. Okay? It's an anti-seducer. They are moral police. Number 3. Okay? They will have to fall flat on their face first before they figure out that it doesn't work. Fault. Blame and fault. Number 3. Poisons. We don't do that here anyway. Alright, so I understand why some people thought it was his fault. Because in the real world, if a man has lost control of his household, sorry. Yeah, it's just the way the world works. Okay? So they said they assumed it was Jamie's fault. Multiple people didn't need proof to make videos saying that Jamie was a terrible person. Well, I'm sure some people were doing that, but this is the internet. He exposed himself, unfortunately. And he didn't respond publicly. He remained focused on being a father to his kids. Good. I can see this person can relate. It takes a lot of courage for a man to admit that he's being abused. Physically, no, it takes a lot of courage for a man to go to therapy when he's being abused. It takes a lot of courage. It's the easiest thing to jump on the internet for them to manipulate everybody else with their story. That's actually the easiest shit to do. I'm not saying that's what he's doing. I'm just making that clear. Okay. Sometimes while the kids were present, and one thing parents should never do is put kids in the middle of their drama. Jamie could have easily terminated his parents' rights to get away from Nikki, but he chose to fight to remain a part of his kid's life, and that's kudos to him. That's good for him. For him. If Nikki put out these videos, the only question would be why she didn't come forward sooner. We don't do that here. If she put out the same video, we'll say the same thing. Okay? We'll analyze it because she'll be the one talking. Because abuse is wrong, and abusers should be held accountable. Abusers should be held. Oh Lord. Yeah, we're not just gonna run around the internet calling everything that looks like human interactions abuse. We're not gonna normalize people throwing stuff around too when there are children involved. All right, we're not gonna do that. What we're going to identify that human beings are very complex beings, especially when they try to collaborate to do life together in a romantic way. Yes, be the ones that look good, the one that looks like couple goal. Yeah, they too, they have collected. They figure something out though. Okay, after they collect, then they figure something out. All right, and like everything else in life, there's nothing that's worthwhile in life. That's how do you say that in English? Huh? Anything that's worthwhile in life, yeah, it takes work. Right? It's gonna take work. It's gonna drag you. It's gonna make you feel like you're not enough. Many times you feel like you already fell on your face, but you just have to keep going. You have to keep going. So I want to tell him to keep going because it's the one talking. I kind of advise Nikki. Okay, everything that Nikki typed, from everything I've seen right now, is clear that she's a liar too. Okay, but the issue is not the lies and the truth. They're both liars. That's not the issue. These are just two people, just like many of us, that didn't know what they were doing, but they went to the altar to say, I do. This is what it looks like. Most of them are not popular like Jamie and Nikki, but this is what it looks like. It's very toxic. It's very rough. They tend to manipulate, weaponize their children, directly and indirectly. So the person that's claiming that they are manipulating or weaponizing their children, they are also indirectly weaponizing their children oftentimes, because they might run to the internet and say, save me, save me, save me. They might say, you know, justice for Dotun. They might say things like that. But it's much more complex than right and wrong, as always. Always. Okay? I don't know if you notice what that's baby girl. I did put something to cover the face because I'm not really a fan of showing baby's face. I won. You won. You lost. What about me? Yeah. What about me? Anyway, the children are the victims, not the adults. Ever. Ever. Okay? Not when we're talking. We're not in the court of law here. We're trying to extract lessons. If you can think about the children, you will behave properly. If you can think about the children when the other person is moving mad, you will calm down, you will exercise some patience. If that person is outright evil, you call the police on them just because of the children. If it's a situation that you guys are still exchanging verbal abuse, assault, emotional, if you're doing that, then you look at your children, you determine. It's a difficult decision. Should I call the police or should I not? Should I back off? Should I not? It's difficult. But again, anything that's worthwhile in life is difficult. There's nothing special about that. We act like that's special. It's sad when it ends up in a place where people, they really didn't learn anything, and then they move on to the next relationship because they assume the other person was evil, and then they repeat the same cycle, and then they're missing out on life, effectively. All right, and then even worse, sometimes they go into the internet and tell these stories to other people who have also likewise collected shege, and then those people say, yeah, you're right, and those voices are louder because they're negative in nature. They're entertaining as well, and they're entertaining in a very, very sneaky way. You feel like, yeah, I'm just learning, but no, you are just being entertained. It's a toxic situation that you're being entertained by. So it's a very sneaky thing that's infiltrating our society now, and it's poison. It's poison. It's poison. Let me see. Coco says Jamie is a good professional editor and photographer. I'm not sure why Why is he driving? I'm not sure why he doesn't do it anymore. His channel could be about that. Yeah, I think he said he's driving because it just allows him to have the freedom, because it's true. If you're driving Uber and you're building a business on YouTube, it gives you the freedom to be in and out, unlike everything else that might hold you down. So it just depends. It's so many nuances to what might be going on in his life, right? But he's not going to sort through all of that until he stops feeling like a victim, okay? I'm not saying he wasn't a victim. I don't know. But he stops feeling like a victim and say, you know what? I'm here. I'm alive. Got my children. I got the ex-wife. I got to deal with that. You have to deal with that, yes. Right? And let me pick up the pieces and make the best out of the rest of my life. It's a very difficult thing to do. Don't get me wrong. It's easier said than done. Nonetheless, precisely what needs to be done. So the earlier we get it together, the better. No one will only pass. Okay? There's no one's life that's perfect. But some people's experiences are better than others just because they've learned one or two things about life. Usually because they've collected shige from life, right? So, but it can be better. And some people never get to it because of pride. Pride. Obsession with being right. Unrealistic expectations. Right? They just set themselves up for failure. There's nothing in life that's perfect. It will never be. Because that will no longer be called life. Alright? So that's all I have for you today. On your way out, do me a favor, hit that like, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you can be notified when I go live. Okay? Oh, by the way, it's my birthday already in Nigeria. I'm already seeing notifications. Alrighty. I turned 44 today. I wasn't born in Nigeria, so I can't count Nigeria. But thank you. Happy birthday to me. I am very grateful for this phase in my life. I'm very, very grateful. D-Love says, this relationship stuff is serious. One bad breakfast, Shige, will force you into spiritual awakening. You go surrender. Yeah, that's a fact. That's life, right? Earlier on, you're like 21, 22, like, no, this is how it is. 1 + 1 must equal to 2. Your father was like, oh, well, calm down. That was me, by the way. Oh, well, calm down. And you're like, no. And then you're like, your father is like, hey. And then you tell her what he said, all this Jesus thing that you're doing. And then God just do like this. And you're like, wait, I think I need Jesus. Life is beautiful precisely because there's a lot of layers to it. It will never be right and wrong, black and white. If you feel, particularly your feelings, if you ever feel like you're in an abusive situation, you back off of that situation. You don't have to make a permanent decision. Just back off to demonstrate that you have self-love, that you can take care of yourself, that you're self-sustainable, because if you're not, that's not sexy. So it's no wonder why they're treating you that way. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Okay? Nobody wants to be a part of that. And if they want to be a part of that, the only thing they want to do is abuse it. Because it's like, right? People will mimic the way you see yourself, the way you treat yourself. They will mimic the level of self-love, self-respect, self-esteem that you have for yourself. They don't have a choice than to copy and paste how you see yourself. Okay? And it gets worse when, obviously you become a victim, possibly, right? It gets worse when you get stuck in that zone, right? If you don't seek wise counsel, it gets worse and worse. So let's be careful. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm 44 today. It's moving fast. Life is moving fast, but slow at the same time. Don't get it twisted. Love is a beautiful thing, okay? Especially if you understand it properly. Please don't run around the internet talking about love is not enough. Don't do that to yourself. Or more, don't do that to yourself. I'm warning you. Don't do that to yourself. Just ask more questions. It's okay to feel like love is not enough. It's okay to be aligning it all together, but there's something you don't understand that's making you say that. And we will continue that conversation here, okay? So thank you so much. Hopefully, you've been enlightened and educated. I didn't have any sponsor of the show today. You can still sponsor the show if you're watching this as a replay later on. So, but feel free to sponsor the show. Even later, there's always a $sign box under the videos. All right, I appreciate you. Thank you, Timilade. I appreciate you. Thank you. You're my husband's birthday mate. Awesome. Great. All right. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. And peace.
Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing thing. I find a beautiful girl.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One loving up, we done enough.